Hey, Teddy. He mad at me right now because I won't let him on my bed. So we're just gonna keep going. This is the story time. This took a really long time to edit. So like, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brings some light to some things. I hope you like learn something or you just have a key. Like, honestly, go grab a snack and let's have some fun. If anything, I didn't really give that much of an intro, so I'm gonna refilm it right here. My roommate, we're gonna name them Sully. The girlfriend of my roommate, we're gonna name them Mike Wazowski. And Mike Wazowski has a daughter named Boo. Well, that's the name in the story. And also, the friend of Mike Wazowski and Sully is Kermit. Okay, I was gonna give a backstory of like each one of them, but honestly, nobody cares. And let's just get into the story time. Basically. Paint with me while I do a story time. Looking back at it now, there's a lot of red flags that I picked up on, but I ignored. Which, when you're getting a roommate, don't ignore no type of red flag. Everybody shows themselves in one point in time. Well, I didn't ask how much she had saved up, but I should have asked. And that's really what it was. It was out of desperation, and it was out of the fact that like, oh, this is what I have so far. Okay, at the time, I thought I couldn't afford a place by myself because everybody was telling me you can't afford an apartment. And I'm like, watch this. That's really what it was. I was coming home. What was y'all doing? Why is there stuff literally everywhere? Mind you, we didn't really have no furniture for real. So how is there stuff everywhere and we don't got no stuff for real? May 26th. This is what the house used to look like. And I was so confused because I'm like, Sully was the type of person to not be able to finish a conversation until their room was clean. Where did that go? I'll also just like to say I don't have a picture of every time it looked crazy because I'm not that type of person. But some things were just so nasty. I refuse to even like admit that I was in that presence. Oh my goodness. Even if I did have a picture like that, like a crazy picture, I don't even feel comfortable sharing that on the internet. Like, I don't even have a picture of this, but there was a pad used on the counter with a razor with hair on it on the counter as well in the bathroom. I adjusted. I'm gonna put in all the screenshots. I'm only gonna read certain screenshots. It's not important right now, like the word for word. It was just me and Sully on the lease. Mike Wazowski was just there. So much so she made a TikTok. I would like you to keep that in mind for later. I was the primary holder on the lease. Like, our names were both on the lease. I was the first person they called. Originally, our rent was $600 split. I'm getting a call talking about your balance is like $800, da da da. And I'm like, huh? Because I'm confused. Because after I paid my half, I never looked at the app again. Because you just took $600 of my check. I don't really want to talk to you. Well, Sully never paid their half. That always gave me anxiety because I didn't have nowhere to go. And Sully will always say the following. I just haven't got my check yet. They haven't paid me yet. Why are you still working there if they haven't paid you? Didn't give me my check. I thought it was wired into your account. What? Never really acknowledged how I felt. It's always the next person's fault. If I'm about to pay it right now, I'm gonna pay it tomorrow. Didn't pay it tomorrow. I have the app. I can see as much as you see. That was not the case. That was probably never the case. You just telling me that because you don't want me to talk to you about it no more. I even paid part of her half. Insert screenshots here. I think this lasted for as long as it did because I just wanted a place to live and they knew that because I would voice that and they just took advantage of that. Okay, so I was fed up on September 19th about the bill. My DTE bill, now that I've been here by myself, was $30. So why was the DTE bill $150? And the DTE bill is in my name, so it's like, girly, regardless of if they pay me or not, if I don't pay them, that's gonna go on my history, mine. I have to put a little bit more context because I don't think you understand how crazy that is. I worked full-time, 40 hours. I had 2 jobs, and I went to school full-time. So I was never home. Oh, okay. Is recap because we haven't talked about Mike Wazowski that much. A lot of the time, Sully was at work too. So Mike Wazowski is literally running up our bill, and Boo was there too. So because Mike Wazowski and Boo was just there, So I texted in the group chat. I sent a screenshot of what the DTE bill looked like. Felt a little backhanded, but like, hey, I'm not tripping. They said they would look it up. I came home, the air fryer was plugged in, the microwave was plugged in, the toaster was plugged in, the lights was turned on in the bathroom, they was in the room. I feel like you're playing with me. And that's another thing, the dishes never really got fixed. Like, the kitchen still looked a hot mess. And that's another red flag. If you bring up how you feel and things don't change, you gotta get out of there. Still a problem. Rent was still not paid. I was still getting calls every month saying you have a balance due. I'm getting these emails and these calls, and they telling me that, you know, we might be evicted if stuff don't, you know, get straightened out. And I know they call my phone because they doing their job. So I'm never gonna be mad at the office people for calling my phone, but they calling my phone. They need to stop calling my phone. You know, they shouldn't even have to call my phone because it should just be done. Why is it the 11th and the stuff ain't paid and it's due on the 1st? You see? Why is it the 15th? Still haven't paid nothing. You're just making stuff rack up longer. Because after 10 days, instead of the daily fee being $25, the daily fee is $50. You missed 2 days, that's $100 right there. Why aren't you paying your half? Really? September 22nd, I said, I would like to call a house meeting. What time is everyone free tonight? I get off work at this time. Y'all are here every day. What do you mean you don't think he'll be there? Before you commit to them being your roommates, how do they handle conflict? How do they handle problems? It doesn't even have to be with you. It could just be like in general. If it's like childish behavior, what makes you think you're excused? If their first instinct is to go on social media and post, what makes you think you're any different? What is their attachment style? Are they avoidant attachment or are they anxious? And does it blend well with your attachment style? Because if y'all have an argument and their first response is to ghost you for the next 24 hours, are you going to be okay with that? Even though y'all live under the same roof. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. And mind you, that she doesn't think she'll be here tonight, lives 30 minutes away, but works 2 minutes away. So you're gonna go pick up, then go drive 30 minutes just cause. So you're avoiding me? What? And 3 days go by, haven't seen, but still goes to work 2 minutes away. That a little weird to you? That's a little weird to me. And mind you, the house meeting was called over the phone because they still didn't come back. And on this day, they had to bring money to the leasing office because rent still wasn't paid. And it's the 23rd. That was a part of the reason why the house meeting had to be called. I said credit card. So what the credit card is, do you have one? You want to use that for rent. If you put it on your credit card, you could just pay your credit card back, but rent is paid. This is all split in half, but it actually needs to be split in 3 ways because Mike Wazowski is here more than everybody else. This is not Mike Wazowski's house. Remember this? Yeah. In the midst of me explaining that, Mike Wazowski wasn't really liking what I was putting down. No, and that's the thing. He didn't have no job, so it's just like he can't provide or contribute in that way. And Mike Wazowski was trying to tell me, like, you know, I've been trying to apply for places and stuff like that, but no one has been, like, reaching out to me. And I'm like, just like that. That's why I wish I recorded it. I've never shut up so much. This is like so adult. If I start cringing, like, that's why. The job market has been apparently for like the last couple of months, year, whatever. So I see how this looks. However, I would just like you to stick with me on this one. I'll explain later, I swear. Pinky promise. I don't break these. I was always trying to think before I speak because I actually cared about them. And I genuinely wanted, like, everything to still be okay after the fact. Because just because you have uncomfortable conversations doesn't mean all of a sudden you guys aren't friends anymore or there's beef or something. That just is a part of life. So the rebuttal was, I've been looking for jobs, they're just not hiring. And I'm like, if there's a will, there's a way. I still believe that to this day. Didn't like that at all. And got so heated and irritated. Sully kept muting themselves. It's like, I could really be mad at y'all. I could really yell at y'all. And I could really call y'all some names. Because I haven't even, especially the stuff that I haven't even brought up. And I won't bring it up on the internet because I do have some decorum at the end of the day. Like, no, I gave you the pieces. You just have to make the puzzle. After the little house meeting, because hung up out of frustration. Why you're frustrated, I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. People in the wrong and who lack self-awareness and who lack accountability will find ways to villainize you so they don't have to deal with the fact that they're in the wrong, just to make themselves sleep at night. One of the biggest lessons I've learned thus far. Can the next person in my life not be a lesson? Like, can we just like key and have fun? And so I texted them because I felt bad. And I sent this long paragraph screenshot to read, basically saying like, you know, it's an uncomfortable conversation bringing up money and stuff like that. Like, I understand you might feel some type of way, but like at the end of the day, I said what I said. Like, literally, I have been nothing but nice to you. Sully and Mike Wazowski left like the next week. I came in there and they didn't say nothing to me. They just looked at me and I'm like, we just not beefed out. So that's another lesson learned. Don't let somebody tell you multiple times that they're not messing with you for real. Like, they not your friend for real. One is enough. It's four of them at the table. They was talking, I guess, and then they just stopped talking when I came in. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm about to go to the gym. Forget all of y'all. And my room was right here. So I open up the door and then I close it because I'm like, I forgot my water bottle in my room. And then I go in my room, get the water bottle. They thought I left. Kermit was like, what was that? Like, that was weird. Now I'm sitting up because I didn't think they was going to start talking. And she mumbled something under her breath. I'm like, oh, they're talking. Shit. She goes, yeah, because with that attitude or energy or whatever, she'll get punched. She said she'll get punched. I said, and that's another thing. Mike Wazowski, y'all thought I wasn't here, but you still talking low. Are you scared? Punched. Come punch me. Ain't punched me to this day. Excuse me? You don't even know me. That's the craziest part of it all. I went to the gym and I took it out at the gym. Honestly, it was a win-win. That pissed me off though. We don't have beef. What is going on? I honestly think it was really just Mike Wazowski who had an issue. Like, I think Sully was just sticking by them. Actually, no, that's what happened because Sully told me that later, after the fact. If you don't like me, you don't have to fool me. You don't have to talk about me and treat me mean. I don't have to treat you mean. I just stay out your way. That's how we work that one. You talking about get punched. You don't live here. Go home. Like, they came over maybe a couple times after that, but they never really came back. They stayed at Mike Wazowski's house. And I was okay with that because I was living here cooling. But I still didn't like it because I'm like, y'all can still come here whenever you please. And it's not really your place no more. Oh, and that's another thing. She didn't pay the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi was on under her name. And so I'm texting, asking about the Wi-Fi. No response. Why is it taking you 4 days to text me back about Wi-Fi not working? And I was in school at the time, so I couldn't even do my homework at home. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'll take care of it. I'll pay for it. How did you pay for it if the internet is canceled? Where did that money go? No. I said, can you get the new box? Yeah, they're going to send a new box. They didn't. I sent the new box. Why are you lying? Why did you lie? I mean, if you would have been like, yeah, I didn't call them actually. I prefer that then. Yeah, I called them. I also want to mind y'all, I gave her my half for the Wi-Fi. So I'm giving you $40 and you didn't even pay the Wi-Fi. So you just took my money. You're a weirdo. Sully called me and it was early in the morning. Sully was like, oh, I'm at Mike Wazowski's house. Can you come over? A lot's going on, da da da. And I'm like, what happened? And Sully was like, I'm like, excuse me? My messy ass on the way. But at the end of the day, I still care about Sully. And Sully knew that. And yeah, Sully knew that. He was just a car, but it's not her. When they need a ride, they would ask me. So it's just like, you asking me for all this stuff, and I'm asking you to pay your bills, and you can't even do that for real. My phone died apparently. They asked for a lot of favors, and most of the time it didn't inconvenience me. Like, I didn't mind doing it. You don't have to do that. Like, yeah, you're being nice, but like at the end of the day, if they were in that position, would they do that for you? And this was after the fact too. You telling people you want to punch me, but you still sitting around here asking me for help. Okay. So while I was over there, Sully was like, oh yeah, and Kermit was thinking about getting a job X place. I was like, okay, why are you telling me that? Sully was like, yeah, Kermit was like thinking about staying with us. When she first told me, I'm like, she playing. I'm not even about to sit here and encourage this, because they were 10 minutes away, and it's easier to get Ubers. It's cheaper to get Ubers from here than to get Ubers from where stay. I'm sitting there like, I didn't even agree to this. And then I'm like, okay, if Kermit is staying in Sully's room, that means Sully's not gonna be there. And if Kermit is staying in Sully's room, that means Mike Wazowski not gonna be there. Boo not gonna be there either. When she was home, I was at work. When I was home, Kermit was at work. So like, I never really saw Kermit. So that was the only reason why I was like, okay, I don't mind. Because technically, Sully's name is still on the lease. Like, I never said that, but that's how I was feeling. So Kermit stayed in the house for 2 months. So November and December. And then Kermit started to be dirty. Kermit started to leave trash everywhere and just leave it out there. And I'm like, okay, you getting too comfortable. And so I put sticky notes on all the stuff. I don't know what Kermit said, but Kermit went crying to Sully, and Sully texted me and was like, you don't have to be mean to her, da da da, da 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 da. Okay, so if you actually read those messages, you're so messy. Like, girl, I'm messy too. I'm about to give you even more mess just because you read it. We have smart locks. So I have an app, is what I'm trying to say. And I can monitor the lock. The lock says it's been unlocked since 2 p.m. I come home at 9 p.m. I don't care if there's national security outside of my door. Lock my door. My dog is in here. My belongings are in here. Lock my door. Lock my door. Lock my door. Lock my door. The biggest part, she like, you don't know if you paying rent or not. Girl, when I tell you, I went onto that app and I checked, she paying you. Why is the rent not paid? Oh. I'm like, paying or not, you need to clean up after yourself. This is not a debate. I was actually there when Sully lost her job. I already got another place lined up. I already called them. I can start next week. Da 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 da. Sully was still staying at Mike Wazowski's house. Weeks later, I didn't get a new job. I don't have the money for December's rent, and I can't afford it. Like, I'm taking my name off the lease. And this is like a couple days before you get a letter saying, basically, you're getting evicted and we're taking you to court. That's basically what the letter is saying. Tell me this a couple days before the letter gets sent out. And she knew about this because we treated this, not new to this. This letter was sent a couple of times, actually. You're gonna lie the day of and tell me you already got a new job and da da da. And then wait 2-3 weeks to tell me the truth. Don't that sound like a setup to you? And that's why I said, don't let me start thinking. That's another reason why I waited to tell this story time, because the more I think about the situation, the more I start to realize the bull. The more I start to realize the evilness in it all. And I'm like, immediately after she sent that, or immediately after I saw that text, I went to go look at the app to see how much was owed. $900. I'm like, oh, okay. And I text her, see you in court, because that's all I got to say to you. And that's the thing, I wanted to go to court. Tell the judge everything, show the screenshots, and I wanted to air everything out. Yes. So I ended up paying the $970, which you guys saw. But before I came to that conclusion, I was talking to the leasing office and they were saying I could do a couple of options, and that was the best option I came up with. I say that in air quotes because it's like all the options were get evicted or pay a whole bunch of money. And that was the least amount of money I had to pay. So I guess. Apparently this is like adulting or something. Like, it's so dumb. It's so scammy. Call and tell me, okay, so all you have to do now is just sign the paper that you're going to be the only person on the lease now. And so I'm like, okay, well, could you call her and tell her this? Because I'd rather it come from the office than for it to come to me. Because I'm not stupid. I know Sully don't like me right now. Like, the office was even like, if she respond or anything, like, I'll update you. I'll let you know anything that happens. So I know that the office called Sully. I'm cleaning the kitchen, taking a break from the kitchen, start cleaning my room. As I'm cleaning my room, they walk in. Sully and Mike Wazowski. They cleaning up. And while I'm in my room, I hear Mike Wazowski just saying stuff. Sully's saying stuff too. And I'm like, oh. Sully came in my room and was like, are you staying here after like everything? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what? Hello? She was like, oh, okay. And I was like, hold on. Like, I have something to ask you too. And I was basically saying, like, take your name off the lease. If you're not going to be here. I knew Sully knew what I was talking about, but because Sully was so, I don't know, like, because all she had to do was sign a paper. Everything else was already set up. I don't know what you're talking about. Walks out my room. They didn't even finish cleaning up. I guess once Sully realized I'm staying here, they stopped. Took the air fryer, took the microwave, and went back to Mike Wazowski's house. When people do weird stuff, take that action and move accordingly. Don't be like, oh, maybe later on. And nah. You have an air fryer at Mike Wazowski's house. You have a microwave at Mike Wazowski's house. You just took it from here because you didn't want me to use it anymore. Like, you can be weird all you want. Like, it don't bother me. It just makes you weirder. The more things you do, the more weirder you get. A lot of the times, hurt people. So you're just hurt. And I'm not about to take this stuff personal, because regardless of if I deserved it or not, karma gonna get you. Fast forward, because the story's not over, unfortunately. Like, oh my gosh, this video is about to be so long. Mini rental history lesson. It keeps a record of where you lived, how long you lived there, and if you paid on time. If you're looking for a house, townhome, apartment, whatever, they can look that up and it'll tell them all of that. And it stays with you for like a while. And it messes with your credit score. Like, because it's all of that, a lot of the times if you get an eviction notice or if you don't pay on time consistently, a lot of apartments will just deny you. Like, that's why the whole application thing is a thing. I was trying to move and I couldn't move. Technically, it said that I was a part of that just because we were equally responsible for the rent. But if you're ever in that pickle, you can dispute the claim made against you. And that's what I did. So now my record is clean. But guess whose isn't? Exacto. That didn't come back till later on. I wanted her to get off the lease immediately, though, because while I'm building my name back up, I'm not trying to build your name up. I want you to stay where you at. Yeah, so get your name off that lease. And so I saw her mom at the store. So her mom is like, what happened? Like, what's going on? And she didn't know nothing. I didn't know that, though. I want to also mind y'all, her first words were, oh, hey, how's it going? What happened? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? If she asks you those questions, I'm thinking she know a thing or two. So, yeah. I'm spilling all the tea. Didn't even know I was spilling tea. How are you mad at me because I told your mama the truth? Hey, that don't got nothing to do with me. Sign the paper. I don't care. Again, this is for my messy people who actually read the screenshot. This is when she started talking about my dog. Like, whenever she was mad, she just immediately brought up my dog. And I don't play. I don't play about him. She knew that, and she always would talk about him to try to, I don't know if it was to try to get a rise out of me or what, but she was projecting. This is one of the things where you're gonna piece the puzzle. So I never really acknowledged whenever she talked about Teddy. But talking about, I don't take care of Teddy. And I just be leaving him at home and stuff like that. Leaving him at home to go to work and go to school because I got bills to pay and a degree to get, which I got. Thank you. This is not about me. Sign the paper. Finally, I think in March, when she went to sign the paper, my friend was over, but I was at work. And that's another thing. Whenever they came over or anything, like, they never told me. Called me talking about, oh yeah, like, I haven't seen Teddy. I like what you did with the place. Is this your girlfriend? Da 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 da. And I'm like, did you get all your stuff? Like, yeah, I'm getting my stuff. We doing it all. Oh, what you been up to? And what you doing? And who is that? I haven't seen them before. Get on my business. Fast forward to, because the story's not over. Oh my gosh, it's Be Real. It's time to, like, be real. So fast forward to April. I called Sully. And I was like, you know, like, there's no beef or nothing. Like, Sully was like, girl, I was just thinking about, I think that's why I called Sully. Sully was like, I was just thinking about you and I wanted to call you, but I didn't know, like, I didn't know how. Sully was telling me some stuff and I was like, okay. Sully was going through something that I have also been through. So I was just telling Sully, like, advice, really. I will say, I'll tell you when I'm wrong. I didn't forget what you did. Sully never apologized. Sully still owes me money. In the end, it might come out as being fake, but genuinely, I wanted to forgive you, but I couldn't. I'm still trying to help you. Asking me for help, but you're not even taking that help. So what am I here for? If I want to kiki, I can turn on the TV. I was like, yeah, there's no reason for us to still be talking. Like, just needed a friend because you didn't have no friends no more. And I'm not about to be that person. Because the life you live, you did it to yourself. Whenever Sully wanted to rant about Mike Wazowski or rant about just what was going on in Sully life, blowing up my phone. I miss you. What are you doing? Where are you? Still have my location. Why are you over da-da-da house? What are you doing? Hello? Excuse me? This is my phone. That's when I started using Do Not Disturb. And I never stopped. Thank you for introducing me to Do Not Disturb. Really? No, you need to get your stuff by June. I can't bring it with me. And no response or no acknowledgement. Okay. That's fine, because get it or not, it's not coming with me. Comes by and gets like a couple totes, leaves a bike, a beanbag, and some trash. Sully leaves. Sully's like, oh, can't take the beanbag right now for some odd reason. And you forgot the bike. What did you come here for? Like, you playing at everybody's face. I literally forgot to tell you, when she came to pick up her stuff, the two totes, you're talking about some, oh yeah, I can sell you the beanbag. You told me that. Sell me the beanbags? Okay. Sully gonna say, oh, I can't come get it today. Can you hold it? No, I just told you a bajillion times. Come get your stuff. I can't take it with me. It's been mine, though. That's the thing. Legally, it was mine in March. Like, there's no urgency with you. That's just gonna have to be a consequence of your actions. Fast forward to, I think, a couple weeks later. I texted my phone talking about some, okay, I'm ready to come get my stuff now. Or I started tweaking in the messages, talking about some, I know where you live, and da-da-da-da-da, pull up. And that's the thing. I don't even have to tell you to pull up because I know you're not going to. Pull up for what? First of all, I don't have your stuff. You think I'm just going to magically have the stuff poof out of nowhere? Like, please. Okay, so the next part of the story time is for people who claim to be a little bit more woke. But long story short, Mike Wazowski practices brujeria. We've talked about it before the house meeting. We were cool at a certain point in time. So I know certain things that she's done to people. And I've never thought to get into that world of things, only because of just how I was raised and it was deemed demonic. I mean, I understand. However, getting spiritually attacked has fucked with me more than I wanted to admit. It freaked me out. that people think like that. Wanting to inflict the things that you wanted to inflict on me over. Wow. But even still, like, I was aware the whole entire time. I was never worried because it's like, I don't care. The fact that you tried on multiple occasions is like really jarring. That shadow of yours, please face it. Because I'm telling you, when you face your shadow, when you have that ego death, when you go through the steps that you need to go through, life is so much better on the other side. I swear too. But it's only gonna get worse. But being spiritually attacked is really brain altering because for me personally, I knew what was going on. I didn't know that that's something that could go on. You know, like every day I was learning something new. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Remember when I said you were gonna have to trust me on this one? This is where I said you need to trust me on this one. You know how to mess with people's lives, but you're not gonna do a money jar to get you a job. Oh, I just got off work, so don't mind the wig. You thought the video was over? So did I. So did I. Hi. Wednesday. Today is Friday, October 18th. She texted me. You're going to see the screenshot, but I'm going to reply PG-13. So she responded, played in your face never, but okay. And if I did talk about you, best believe half of it you heard or I said it to your face, which is not true. But there's a lot of things that aren't true that we're just gonna have to, but it's whatever. I don't really see how you mad at me because I couldn't afford where we lived. Now I want to pause right there because that's not the issue. The issue is how you go about things. You have no way to pay for it. I understand that. That don't mean that I'm okay with it though. My friend paid to live there too. She didn't. If that was the case, you telling me that she paid, but stuff still wasn't paid for. If stuff is still owed, what are you paying? She goes to say that you were a slob and you didn't take care of Teddy and you stayed at Blank's house. I can't afford to be at my house all day. So what are you talking about being at the next person's house? Let's not even get started on how y'all fat selves were eating all the food I would be getting for us. The food she would be getting for us was stolen from her job. Hey, you texted me a shopping list and told me to add what I wanted. So yes, I'm going to eat the food that you're getting. Yes, if that makes me fat, I'm fat. But the fact that you're trying to use like fat as a bad thing is just like, say it with me now. Projecting. Is that all you have to say? Like, I just told you I don't have an issue with you. And you're coming to me.
Be nice. I'm finding
all this stuff. Like
it take you that long to find it?
It does.
I just told you we wasn't friends no more. If saying all of that makes you have these types of emotions, yeah, we should have never been friends to begin with. And that's my bad. You barely cleaned up after yourself. Ironic, right? Let alone your own dog. Again, bringing up my dog. Like, projecting. And tried to act like everyone's mama in there. If that means, can you clean up the mold? Let's bring up the picture again because I think y'all forgot. Can you throw away the mold, please? If I'm asking you to pay your half of the rent on time and to send me money for DTE and that makes me somebody mama, I'm not gonna argue with you. Well, you think that those are the major things to make me feel some type of way? Because at one point in time, those were the friends don't do that. And you sit here and you wonder. You sit here and you wonder why we're not friends anymore. That's cool. And so I responded with God gonna get you. Oh my goodness, because I know there's gonna be this one person that's like, God is loving and he would never and da 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 da. Okay, fine. Politically correct. Karma, higher power, whatever you want to call it. If you put out bad, you're gonna get bad back. That's what I was talking about. She knew that's what I was talking about. Let him? You heard her. Like, talking about my life been real good. I'm not struggling for anything. You mad because I'm reading you and saying what I want to say, and that's why you didn't have nothing else to say, but God gonna get you. I'm not going to respond the way my first reaction is like, oh, this is crazy. And I'm not about to say that. I'm trying to be a better person on my spiritual journey and like kumbaya shit, you know what I'm saying? This is the test. I know that this is a test. Like, I'm aware that this is a test, and this was like, okay, are you really on that spiritual grind that you say you are? Are you really on your high vibrations, high energy stuff like you say you are? Oh yes, now I have to say God gonna get you, because I can't get you. Like, fuck, I act out of character for what? For you? You ain't nobody to act out of character for, I'm not gonna lie. Like, recently I've done too much healing. I have too much growth to just put it all in the toilet because you said I acted like somebody. The me you think you know is dead. I said I was being petty because I added the little... She responded, LMAO, you think you're kind. You are the most manipulative person I know. I know that's not true. The most manipulative person you know is your... It don't even have to just be her. She knows a lot of manipulative people, so that I'm not about to argue with you. And we was living together. You was not treating me like your friend or nothing. I just want to do... I would do none, but for... What? Oh, but be there for you about your dumb issues. You ditzy and slow, but I was just a manipulator. It's actually so funny that she said this specifically, because I do this a lot. Pro tip, I let people think that I'm dumb, or I let people think that I don't notice, because I want you to do what you were planning on doing. And 9 times out of 10, when they think that you haven't caught on, they're going to slip up. They're going to not be as cautious when they're trying to be sneaky around you. And it just makes my life easier. So thank you. Mind y'all, this started with, do you have a problem with me? Hi. Unfortunately, the video is not over. I wish I was lying. Like, actually, this is starting to like get a little crazy. I posted this TikTok, and a sliver of the bean bag was in the back. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the video. So you're okay. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, so basically she saw this, right? And this prompted her to text me. Like I said, I don't care, for real. This is no beef. Like, she gave me a couple options, which, mind you, she's talking to herself. I never responded. I'm not gonna respond. She said that I can either pay her for the beanbag, or I can clean the beanbag first, because Teddy was on it. I need to clean it and give it back. No comment. She threatened to call the cops and tell them that I have been stealing. Girl. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Then she proceeds to text me on TikTok. I didn't even see this at the time. And she also texted my mom. And then she commented on the TikTok. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. That's the story time with the roommate. Hopefully, like, I promise, like, oh my god. These are the signs. These are the red flags. So if you see any of this, if you spot any of this, run the other way. I hope you learned something. I hope you took something from this, like, so you don't have to go through no BS like I did, okay? Now it's haha cute and funny, like, to tell stories and stuff, but like to go through it is actually kind of shitty. I'm laughing about it, but like it's a lot to work through. So I hope you guys enjoyed and have the best day ever. This is not beef. Even after this is posted, no beef. Like, I don't care.